Because of some technical difficulties, I decided to start the Zoom early, and I really like interaction, and I'm so sad that I can't make that work today. But let me make sure that's recording. I'll be right back. It says it's recording, so I'm just going to go with it. I think it's somehow, I've been trying to get it to work on my computer, so I hopped onto my husband's computer and got it all worked out over there, and then it wanted to sync to my computer, so it looks like it's recording, so we're going to go. I have been feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, disconnected. There are so many mixed emotions, but the end result of the way I've been feeling for a long period of time has manifested in indecision. I am like totally a decision maker. And when I started to feel burnt out, I just couldn't make decisions anymore. I wasn't able to make the decisions anymore. And I hopped online, I looked around a little bit, and I noticed quite a few articles about emotional burnout. And I knew that that's right where I was at. I was exhausted emotionally. And because of that, because of knowing that, I tried a lot of different things to help me get out of the emotional burnout. And none of the things that I was doing was working. And then this like light bulb came on, and it said, Karen, you have to reboot. You have to reboot. You can't keep going on. So I started thinking about that in like computer terms, right? Or your phone. Let's say your phone starts like acting weird, the programs will shut down, or things will be laggy. There's a lot of different things that start happening when your computer or your device hasn't been shut down regularly. And you don't give it a chance to reboot. And we start noticing those things, and then we're like, oh yeah, we need to take care of this. And so we take the time, and it doesn't take long. We take the time to shut down the device or to shut down the computer. And, some of us might say, I'm going to shut it down tonight, while I sleep or whatever. And then others were like, I'm in the middle of doing stuff, so I need to shut it down and immediately turn it back on. And guess what? It works wonderfully. We shut it down and we turn it back on, and everything works like it should. Well, that is what this program is going to be about. That is what this program is to do a shutdown and reboot. We need to reboot. This isn't meant to do all the time, forever and ever, unless you really like it and things start clicking for you and it makes a lot of sense. But we're going to go over the oils that I texted you. And hopefully before you started watching this, if you haven't already, pause and go gather all the things that I texted you for the program. And if you don't have all of those oils and products that was in that list, then just grab all of your oils, and we are going to go over other options as well. So doTERRA has these new programs. They're monthly subscription programs, and each one begins with a bag of stuff. So if you don't have an easy carry case, something empty that you can just put it in, you can even use a Ziploc bag, honestly. But these are fabulous for holding everything. So I actually have mine. Currently, I grabbed it all and put it on one of my little trays, and it's almost everything. There's 4 other things that don't fit on this tray, but as we talk about them, I'm actually going to switch them over into my baggies so that I can carry them everywhere. I've been doing a little bit of traveling. Like this weekend, I have to take my boys down for a birthday thing, and so I'm keeping everything in a bag, really nice and easy to just transport with me everywhere. Okay, so the first things on the list are Basil and Clary Calm. Actually, when you wake up, we're actually going to start with beginning and end of each day. So at one point, doTERRA came out with a BOGO, and it was these 2 oils, Motivate and Peace. And when they came out with these 2 oils, me and my amazing friend, Allison Klein, We studied up on them because they were somewhat newer. We studied up on them and we thought, why did they pair up peace and motivate together? And what we came up with was AM, PM essential oils. And I actually started using them regularly because of the research that we had done. So the PM, of course, peace. All the oils within peace are great for calming and relaxing and kind of winding down. Very, very, grounding. Peace is a very grounding essential oil, so great for the evening. And then motivate, on the other hand, what we started noticing is motivate is almost like a key term or an alternative word for something else more severe. So when we started looking at the oils in motivate, we realized that motivate helps you stay motivated to get up out of bed in the morning. It motivates you to get things done on your to-do list that you need to get done, but it also motivates you to interact with other people, or it motivates you to function properly during the day. So motivate can also be transposed with another word that's a little bit more aggressive, but the oils in it are very powerful to keep us functioning the way that we should be functioning when we were feeling really, really low. So that's why we have the AM, PM, and these are both on the list. And I know that they work because I've been doing it. And what we're trying to create with these two is a rhythm back into your life again. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, pulled from every direction, usually we kind of lose that sense of rhythm of what a day should be like. So it's really awesome that the colors are also bright and shiny morning and nice and evening. So you can easily remember which one is which do I use, start with the AM, end with the PM. And so that's how we're going to start our morning, is with motivate. And as we use motivate in the morning, we're just going to roll out of bed and we're going to put it on the bottom of our feet. In fact, I haven't done it yet today. So I am rolling it on the bottom of my feet, one at a time. Another quick, easy, kind of fun way to put oils on your feet, especially if, pregnancy or anything else keeps you from bending down easily, is to rub it on one and then take the other one and rub it together. I wish I could show you better. Oh, and you rub it together. No, I can't get that angle in. And just rub your feet together. My boys taught me that one. Motivate is, it has this wonderful sweet scent to it. And so it's a great oil to wake up in the morning. You can put some on your hands and rub it across the back of your neck as well, if you desire. I have kind of like a morning routine where I use the oils as I get out of the shower or as I wash my face and get ready for the day. And these two oils have been on my to-do list every single morning, and they have saved me during this time. So again, remember, this is a reboot. So we're using all of this in one day, like everything in one day. The first one we're going to mention real quick is Clary Calm. Clary Calm helps to regulate and helps to soothe and calm your hormones. So as sometimes we think, oh, maybe I don't have a hormone problem or whatever, but hormones dictate everything in the body. It is because of hormones that we pass messages around, and so crucial and key to calm those and soothe those during this as well. So you're just going to take the Clary Calm, you're going to rub it over your abdomen. Should I bring it down? Whoops, bring it down. Rub it over your abdomen right here. Sometimes I even do a heart to remind myself that I love myself, because sometimes that's hard when you're feeling overwhelmed or people are pulling at you, then it's hard to remember that you love yourself too. So sometimes I just do a little heart to remind myself. Clary Calm has both geranium and clary sage in it. There are some other amazing essential oils like lavender and bergamot, lang lang, cedarwood, and even carrot seed and vitex, which I'm not exactly sure what vitex oil is. But there's even fennel in it. It is a fabulous essential oil for your abdomen. Fabulous essential oil, whether you are a teenager, you're, like a mid 30s, all the way to perimenopause and menopause and then postmenopause. This oil is meant for women, and it doesn't matter what stage of life you're in. Clary Calm helps immensely. So this one you're going to do, remember, this is a week-long thing, so you're going to use every single one of these. So in the morning, you're going to use this oil, and to pair up with Clary Calm at the same time, you're going to use Basil. Now, Basil actually comes in larger bottles, but mine, I just happen to have a little one. And Basil is, in the past, I actually struggled with kind of adrenal fatigue, and it got really bad. It got really bad. And so I had read somewhere about the support that basil has on your kidneys. And so I literally just put it on my 2 fingers and then rub right over my kidney area on my back, right there. I noticed a difference within 3 days that first time I started using it. And so clearly it's an effective one. And of course, I'm going to put it in a reboot, is to kind of stimulate and also calm your adrenals at the same time. So I really love the idea of pairing up that Clary Calm with the basil, because they work so well together as you address that, the hormone issue right there. Okay, then, so that's how you're going to start your morning. And at some point between your morning routine and your afternoon, maybe let's say lunchtime or something, I would like you to use what we call the chakra balancing oils. Now, a lot of these can be switched out for different oils. So if you have, like a special connection with a certain oil, please feel free to switch it out and to do that, because when we use essential oils, they become personal to us. And when we start using oils that speak to us, it becomes so much more powerful. So these first 4 that we talked about, the Clary Calm, the Basil, the Motivate, and the Peace, I'd like those to stay the same. Although if you don't have Motivate and Peace, you could maybe switch it out for Citrus Bliss and Balance, but we are going to be using those oils in the chakra balancing. Now, when I talk about these 7 oils, I'm not suggesting that you use them throughout the day. I'm suggesting that you use them right then. So right at that point while you're doing it, you're going to use all of them. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first one is elevation. And we start with elevation right on the crown chakra. And we can go into some of the details of it, but for time's sake, we're not going to. I'm just going to kind of use them, and you can switch them out for whatever you'd like to. So you're going to do it whatever feels like clockwise to you. So what feels like clockwise, that's the direction you're going to go. And just take a moment. This routine takes maybe 3 minutes out of your day. So not a whole lot of time, and yet huge whatever the word I'm looking for, huge effects throughout your whole day. And elevation isn't normally a scent that I gravitate to, but I always use it in my chakra balancing, always use it in my chakra balancing. Another alternative for elevation would be frankincense, or if you're feeling, if you have the yoga oils, then Arise would be another great one to put there. And then maybe if you're feeling kind of connected to another oil, then switch it out for that. The second oil in the chakra balancing is Serenity. And Serenity, we're just going to put right in the center of our forehead. Same thing, whatever feels like clockwise to you. And then the next one, remember when we do the third eye, this is kind of how we think about ourselves and how we perceive the world. So really important part of rebooting, really important part. So sometimes when I do my third eye, I close my eyes and I rest here for a minute and I just kind of relax. I stop thinking, which is a big deal for me. I never stop thinking. Okay, so Whisper is the third oil, and this one goes right over your thyroid right here. And Whisper is an interesting essential oil. It actually smells different depending on what time of month you smell it. and it smells different on every person. I have smelled it on some people, and it smells like baby powder. It's so wonderful. It's amazing. And then I've smelled it on other people, and usually they're putting it right here when I smell it, right? I'm not smelling the next. And it smells very sultry. I mean, just very deep, sultry notes. So very interesting, the difference that it can make. And Whisper also is one of those oils that help with the hormone balancing. So great time to use it again. The next oil is Breathe. And although we're putting it over our heart chakra right here, we are also addressing the lungs and making sure that we, are breathing well and allowing things in. I had a really interesting experience a few years back where I was trying to go to bed, and I was thinking to myself about the day. And as I was trying to fall asleep, I couldn't breathe in enough oxygen, and I'm a nose breather, and I just couldn't get it inside. It was like everything was tight and closed off, and I was struggling to breathe through my nose. And finally I was like, oh, I just need to breathe through my mouth. And then I had this beautiful spiritual experience where I felt that God said, see how you cannot breathe through your nose? And you can't get that oxygen. There's tons of oxygen. I noticed I just could feel all the oxygen in the room. And he says, that is like my blessings for us, for me. It was like my blessings, the blessings that God has for me. They're all abundant all around me. And I couldn't get access to it because my sinuses or my nose was blocked off. I couldn't get that oxygen in because I was blocked off. And there were no words. It was an impression and a feeling. So putting words to it almost diminishes how beautiful the experience was. But such a beautiful reminder that we can either be closed or receptive to the blessings that God has for us. So that one I have a lot of tender feelings towards. So the next one is a little bit more awkward to get to, but this one is Digestzen, and it's going to be right below, so above the belly button and kind of where your bra sits right here. Okay, so kind of like your diaphragm. And as you get to that spot, you can go down or you can go up. I'm definitely going to go up. That would be awkward otherwise. And you just rub it, whatever feels like clockwise to you. And not only are you getting the benefits of, the chakra balancing and the emotional support and reboot that this is doing, but also Digestzen just regularly is so fabulous. It's such a good oil to just use regularly to support things that are going on. Even if we're regular, even if, we don't notice any dietary issues or anything, but because of the lifestyle that we live, even if we're like fairly healthy, our bodies can use a little bit of that boost, a little bit of support. So great time to use it. Another oil that you could use instead of Digestzen would be like cardamom, fennel, peppermint by itself. You could use that if you don't have Digestzen. But if you don't have Digestzen, I'm so sorry. Digestzen is like a daily must. So you should get it if you don't have it. The next one is Citrus Bliss. And Citrus Bliss is better known as creamsicles. I've heard lots of other fabulous things, names for Citrus Bliss, but if you want something wonderful in the diffuser, then and everyone loves it, put Citrus Bliss with wintergreen, and it smells like root beer floats. And everybody uniformly loves it. Maybe it's because wintergreen smells so amazing too, but it literally smells like root beer floats. So you're going to use again, you can use very, very little. We're not putting a whole drop on or anything, just kind of swiping from the top or tightly putting on and then flipping it over. So you're getting the residue. Can you see that very well? On there, not drippy on there. And this one goes right below the belly button, before the pubic bone, but just right below the belly button. I've had a few babies, so mine's a little saggy right there. And there's kind of like this little V, puckering V. So mine just fits in there right perfectly. I think that's fairly typical for women who have had kids. So hopefully you'll know right where to go. Balance, on the other hand, is the last one. And you have a couple options for this. I was reminded recently that behind the backs of the knees is a fabulous place to put it. But if you only want to do one, then you put it right on your pelvic bone. If you don't want to do the backs of your knees and your feet are available, then what I do is put a drop on my hand, rub my hands like that, and rub it onto my feet. I like the idea of putting it on my feet as well, because balance is such a grounding essential oil. And another alternative to balance, if you don't have it, or if you want to try something different, is myrrh. Myrrh is a wonderful grounding essential oil. In fact, a long time ago, and I actually debated on putting this into the routine, I went through this really weird moment, just a short-lived, maybe a couple weeks, where I felt very disconnected from life. I was just wanting to kind of move on, not anything, like scary or anything, just like I didn't fit in life. And so I just did some contemplating and thinking over things. And I thought to myself, why don't I use frankincense up on the top of my head and myrrh on the bottom of my feet? And as I did that, I felt so connected spiritually and physically. It was a really, really beautiful time. It was about a week that I did it again. Usually when I do a reboot, it's about a week commitment. If you do it once, it doesn't seem to stick. It can be powerful for that date, but it doesn't really seem to stick longer than that. And so I suggest doing it a little bit longer than just once. Maybe if you don't have the, time frame for a whole week, at least three days in a row, because it really does make a difference the longer you're able to do the reboot. Okay, so that's kind of the morning routine. Anytime before noon, you're going to use all of those oils. Okay, that seems like a ton, but I'm telling you, when you do this, it will make a dramatic difference. It'll make a dramatic difference in the morning for how the rest of your day goes, but it'll also help to kind of change the way you're thinking about things, the way you perceive, the way you react. And I want to propose the idea that sometimes as we're overwhelmed, we are like trying to take what belongs to us or what we deserve or what we want, instead of allowing things to flow in your life. And when you allow things to flow versus trying to kind of take things, then there's just so much more abundance. I don't know what that how to even describe that shift. I was first introduced to that thought process through the book, The Power of Receiving by Amanda Owen. I think that's who wrote the book. And although I didn't, like necessarily everything in the book, that concept, I did like the book. That concept of receiving instead of taking has completely stuck with me. And sometimes I have to consciously think about it. So as I'm doing this reboot, that's what I'm consciously thinking about, is to accept things around me and love what my kids offer me, what my husband offers me, what God offers me, what nature offers me, and receive it fully. Because when I can receive it fully, I feel filled. When I have to take, I never feel filled. I never feel filled. So I invite you to do that as well during this reboot, to feel filled and to receive everything everyone has for you around you, whether it's at work or in friendships or with family. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by the abundance that you have around you, and what you can receive. And some of them might even surprise you. And some of them you might be like, oh yeah, I know. I already know that my husband's amazing, or I already know that my kids are the best, and they care for me. So now let's talk about the afternoon. Very, 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 very simple. super simple. I want you to drink a lot of water. So hopefully you already have your morning routine with water and that you do your own thing, but I'm not dictating any of that. I am only saying a big old glass of water in the afternoon, and I want you to do it with citrus. Lemon's my go-to. My husband's is lemon lime. I love clementine. I love clementine in the water, but you can't get it normally, and I'm out of it now. So I've switched back over to lemon. I know a lot of people who love grapefruit in their water, lime by itself, tangerine, wild orange. You can't go wrong with any of them. They're all super amazing. But if we're going to talk about some of the benefits really quick, wild orange is much more on the focused, more like right brain side. So if you're, wanting to be creative that day, and then maybe wild orange. Lemon, much more on the left brain side, to-do lists, checklists, get things done, stay organized. Lemon oil could be great for that. Lime is if you're feeling low. Now, all of them are interchangeable. All of them help with all of this, okay? But lime, if you're feeling really low and like, oh, it's just not things, I don't want to get out of bed, whatever, then try adding lime. If you have a real bad image of yourself, grapefruit's the one you're going to want to go towards. You could even do Slim and Sassy if you wanted. A lot of people love Slim and Sassy in the water, and then some people can't stand it. The first time I tasted it, I was like, that was atrocious. But then I like it now. So actually citrus or Slim and Sassy even helps my sinuses open up. So when I go through kind of that seasonal stuffy a little bit, I'll put a drop on my thumb and then lick it off, and it just clears everything up. Like I just do it right in the morning. It just clears things up so quickly. So huge glass of water, and I want you to take one drop of one of the Onguard Plus soft gels. Now the Onguard Plus soft gels, they're fairly little. Don't be scared about them or anything, but Onguard Plus has more than just Onguard in it. So if you don't have access to Onguard Plus, then just get the empty soft gels. If you already have them, great. You can get them at any health food store or through doTERRA, and you just add drops into it. And I would just do Onguard, but if you want to add something else, the Onguard Plus has an additional, other than, the Onguard oils, it also has Melissa, oregano, something else. I know Melissa and oreganos have black pepper. Yeah, black pepper. So extra boost oils, Onguard is fabulously blended for antiviral and antibacterial purposes. And then when they add Melissa and black pepper, oregano, you're giving it like an extra boost, an extra of like antibacterial, antiviral, even antifungal. So, so these are the two right at the, those are the two. The one that's on the floor now, lemon and the Onguard Plus, and just a lot of water. I don't care, how much a lot is to you, but a lot of water. Just get that in there. Flush, 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 because you're using a lot of essential oils, so you want to flush at the same time. And having water to flush is like the best ever. But also it'll help, I believe it'll help flush, just feelings too. You can just get that flowing. So in the evening, remember I talked about the peace. We're going to leave that over there, and I'll just mention it, but I want you to use in the evening black spruce. It's amazing essential oil, and I didn't think I was going to do this, but I am going to. I just feel like it's the right thing to read just a tiny section of black spruce from Essential Emotions. This book totally changed my life, because when I got into essential oils, I was, physical ailments only. I understood completely the chemistry of essential oils and how it was interacting with the body. I got it. But the emotional side of things, it took me years to appreciate and to understand even. And this book was instrumental in that for me. And when Black Spruce came out, I instantly loved it. And I said, why do I love it? And so I got this book, the new one that had Black Spruce in it. And it says, Black Spruce is the oil of stability. Black Spruce is both grounding and stabilizing. Now think of the heart as we do this. During crisis, shock, or trauma. You know, sometimes there is something so healing to say, I have gone through some trauma. I have gone through, look, I'm emotional just saying it out loud right now. I've gone through some really hard things this year. And when we can say it out loud, it allows for space for healing. It's like going through your closet and you're like, I know I need some new clothes. I know half this stuff doesn't fit, and leaving it shoved full. You don't have space for new things. You can't breathe to have new things. But when we can say it and we can let it out and we can say, I've gone through some really crappy things. They were really hard. Then we can give ourselves space to heal. Excuse me. During such experiences, a person's energy may splinter, causing emotional disruption. These trees stabilize, this tree, black spruce, stabilize an individual's energy, helping them return to a grounded, balanced state. Black spruce teaches individuals how to regulate their physical energy by listening to their body's rhythms and needs. Now, do you understand why we're putting it on the heart? To help us regulate the rhythm and the movement, and to regulate it. We can persevere through storms of life by drawing strength from one's roots. And that's why when we think of essential oils with like tree essential oils, we think of them as very grounding because of the root system associated with those trees. So it helps those who struggle with extreme moods to find balance and moderation. Let's see. I'm going to leave it there. But if you guys would like, if anyone would like a snapshot picture texted to them on black spruce, then just send me a text and I will get you a picture of black spruce. So this one, right before you go to bed, remember you've used all these oils in the morning. In the afternoon, you use very little. And in the evening, you're going to end with black spruce. Let's give ourselves some rhythm again and balance, peace on the bottom of the feet to help with that evening, morning routine, right? We're trying to create routine back into our lives. And then in the diffuser, we're going to put adaptive. Now, when adaptive came out at convention, bought the convention kit and you get all the adaptive products. And I was so excited to smell it. And I opened it up and I went like this, ew. I'm not even kidding you. I thought it was gross. I for sure thought it was gross. And then I opened up the roller bottle and I was like, oh yeah, I'll use the roller bottle. I like that a lot better. But that blend is too intense for me and not pleasant. And then again, my wonderful, beautiful friend, Allison, she put it in the diffuser. And when she put it in the diffuser, I could not get enough. So we're putting this in the diffuser in the evening and it smells wonderful. And we went to sleep that night in the hotel room. And it was the most soothing, calming experience ever. But adaptive is so much more than just smelling good or whatever. Adaptive really has the most fabulous essential oils. In fact, I'll read them. Wild orange, lavender, copaiba, spearmint, magnolia, rosemary, neroli, and sweet gum. I mean, just the most beautiful essential oils to help us calm down. And I mean, listen to those oils, you know, they're hormone calming, they're respiratory calming, they are emotional calming, they are physically calming essential oils. Every single one of those are, it's like all about feeling like calm and peaceful, right? So that's the end of it. And then, so as you put on black spruce over your heart and peace on the bottom of your feet, and then adaptive in the diffuser. And that's how you're going to end your day. So we repeat this throughout this whole week. And tomorrow I will send a text reminder of the oils and the timing. It'll just be a copy and paste, honestly, with a couple extra little tips. And then on Monday, which will kind of be, you know, like towards the middle of the week of us doing this, we're going to readdress some of the reasons why we're doing this. And I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. Now, next Friday, for sure, we're going to have a Zoom meeting, and I would love for everyone to be there in person because I want to hear from you. So if you cannot be on the Zoom next Friday, then please, please, please send me a text with how your week went, and we can go over all of them, because that's the whole point of doing this, is that we're all experiencing it together and we're all feeling a huge difference. If you know anyone else who could benefit from this, feel free to share. I don't care if you share this information with other people. I would be happy to if you share this with other people. And if they want to, get texts or whatever, then just have them send me a text that they want to be added, and then I can add them, because I have a little program on my phone that sends out these individual texts. So I get to see every single person. Every time I click on everybody's name, and it sends it to you guys. So it becomes very personal for me, being able to text all of you. And then it's not a group text where you're hearing from everybody at the same time. So anytime you want to respond back, please, please do. It just comes straight to me. And I love hearing back from everybody. I'm definitely a people person. I love the connection that I get through doTERRA. I love the connection that I get through sharing essential oils, through using essential oils with other people. And especially when people are willing and open to talking to me. I love it. It's why I do what I do. I absolutely love the connection that I get with you guys. So, all right, that's it. Have a wonderful week. I am so excited to start this myself, and I have only used half of them so far for today, but I'm so excited to take my kit with me. Now it's all full because I transposed it from my little tray over here into my bag. And now I have everything ready to go for my weekend away with my little boys. So, actually, they're big boys. He's 6'1", so big boy. All right. Love you all. And God loves you too. And I hope that you feel some amazing things this week as you apply at least some of the things that I've taught you. And I hope you apply all of them. Okay. Bye-bye.